Welcome back everyone. This week we bring you week 14 of Ultimate League. We go into this Friday with 3 games still to go, however both gold and silver tier could be decided today. We'll get straight into the action now with Manchester's Finest versus Bayer Leverkusen. As I'm sure you're all aware, any positive result for Manchester's Finest would see them crowned champions. Bayer Leverkusen have had an excellent season and went into this game sitting second and were hoping to spoil the party. This game was very similar to the ones that they played out earlier in the season. It was a tight game and there were few chances for either side.
Aware of my opinions, I don't have an attitude, maybe a clean attitude. I'm not here to point at you, listen to my point of views. I'm just speaking my mind, any solution on what to do. Please don't shoot the messenger, Mr. Prime Minister. Real recognize real, I'm speaking to the youth. I'm speaking to anybody that wants to hear the truth. I'm speaking to anybody that wants to make a move. Anybody wants to see positivity in the news. It's up to you, listen. All it takes is a smile of a child to make you smile. So why are we in it now? Give a brother a hug.
Dawood produced another excellent performance, keeping both the Rame brothers quiet. But when Adam did get free, he really should have done better with this finish. This game looked like it was heading towards a 0-0 draw, and when Shaft stepped up for this free kick, it looked like it was going to stay that way. We shouldn't be surprised that he did find the back of the net with this free kick, however, as he has been scoring late goals for his team all season. This goal gave them the win, and this clinched the title, their first in Ultimate League, and they really enjoyed the moment. After Shaft's goal, you can see the enjoyment in the celebration. However, Jahan stepped out to send this personal message, and we share his feelings. Bayer Leverkusen were excellent and were unlucky in this game. Unfortunately for them though, this week belonged to one team only. Manchester's Finest next major challenge is to remain unbeaten until the end of the season. However, next week they are coming across the last team to have beaten them in the league. Whatever the result, however, it won't put a downer on their season. Now let's hear what they've got to say.
I think Finest have been very good, all season. I think my team, my boys, they play well. We gave good show. We tried to disrupt party, but ultimately they play very well. Can't take that away from them. They been very consistent whole season, and they have good defense. I think now they have better defense than us, but only by 1 goal. We go forward. We can still finish second. I strongly believe we have been the second best team in the whole league. So important we win Baroni and MFC, and we finish season strong.
Now we bring you Game 2, which is Dream Team versus TSEI. Dream Team have had a poor season by their standards, falling way behind Manchester's Finest. The league title was out of their hands and they were dependent on other results going their way. The last time these two teams met, TSEI were worthy winners and Dream Team were looking to avenge that defeat. TSEI welcomed back Mike and Dream Team acknowledged the threat that he posed. Dream Team started the game quick out of the blocks as they normally do. Typically, they were dominating the possession, but the final pass was missing. They were relying on half chances and long-range efforts to break TSEI down. TSEI started to grow into the game, and after some ill discipline by Hasib, TSEI were awarded this free kick. Dream Team recognised the danger and ensured that they had support for the keeper by putting someone on the line. But as Yusuf's done all season, he stepped up and smashed this one home with it being too powerful for the keeper. This gave TSEI hope and they started to threaten the Dream Team goal more often. Hasib was lucky to stay on the pitch after this rash tackle on Mike. However, the double champions showed great resolve, and after some great work from Bobby, Moen finished with this tap-in.
Thank you for listening, aware of my opinions. I don't have an attitude, maybe.
The second half saw TSEI looking very dangerous on the break, and they had several great chances to regain their lead. It was obvious Dream Team were getting frustrated, and tempers boiled over at times. They're an excellent footballing side, however they do need to cut this part out of their game.
I'm speaking to anybody that wants to make a move. Anybody wants to see positivity in the news. It's up to you, listen. All it takes is a smile of a child to make you smile. So why are we in it now? Give a brother a hug, give a sister some love. Rest in peace to those above. Where's the love, bro? It's all one love. This one's for the mothers. This one's for the girls. And give up on each other. 'Cause it's us against the world. This one's for
Mike should have scored on this breakaway, and it appeared as though he was clipped by the keeper. Dream Team kept creating chances, and a ricochet fell to Tango. who never misses these types of chances. You can see the enjoyment on their face, and it concluded an excellent game with there only being 20 seconds left on the clock. The game finished 2-1 with Dream Team jumping to second in the table. They will now hope to stay in this position until the end of the season. Now we bring you the final game in the gold tier, MFC versus FC Baroni. MFC welcomes back captain Riz after 2 games away, and they knew they had a tough game up against FC Baroni, who they lost to in their last meeting. FC Baroni have been lacking a cutting edge all season, and they've been ruining their missed chances. The game was even early on, with FC Baroni having a couple of chances. MFC, however, came closest to opening the scoring after this effort hit the woodwork. This should have raised warning signs for FC Baroni, but they failed to heed them, and MFC opened the scoring soon after, through Ozzy after this neat lobbed cross. They doubled their lead soon after veteran Giz squared for Baggio to tap in from close range, followed by this celebration. A contender for the celebration of the season, maybe? Then again, maybe not. Once the second goal came in, it was evident from the sidelines that FC Baroni's heads dropped. They never looked like getting back into the game, and Mohammed up front was having an off day. FC Baroni thought they should have had a free kick, but didn't play to the whistle, and MFC countered and scored their third of the half with a very similar goal to the second. In hindsight, it did look like a free kick, however you have to play to the whistle. The second half continued in the same fashion, and MFC added further gloss to the score with this great long-range effort. Well captured here by our cameraman. MFC finished the game worthy winners and will now look to win their last 2 games. MFC are now equal on points with FC Baroni. FC Baroni will look to improve next season, as some of the football they've played should really place them higher up the table.
I thought we played extremely well. Obviously, as you know, I've been away 2 weeks, and without me they've had the 2-point game. I wonder why, but I won't go into that too much. Obviously, we made a new signing. Obviously, there's our keeper. We made a new signing since Chris snapped his ankle. We've got Vieira in, who's been quality and just as good as. Obviously, Ozzy and Mahmoud has come on form, and the trio as a combination, an excellent trio. Probably one of the best trios, I think, in the league. And this new signing, Badger, first touch, first goal.
Very bad day. We had a few players missing. Referee didn't help. That's a story for another day. Just weren't at the races today, to be honest with you.
But credit to them, they played quite well, didn't they?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, they're a good team. They've got good players, very good players, and they scored some really nice goals today. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't watch the whole game, so I only caught the second half, and by that time it looked like we were well beaten. But back to the drawing board. I left my second in command in charge today, and whoops, this is the result.
Moving on to silver tier now, we bring you Underdogs versus Barcelona. Underdogs could seal the silver tier tonight, and that's what they were looking to do after their defeat last week. Barcelona were desperately looking for a win after defeat to HNS put them into the bottom 2. They made the worst possible start, conceding early from a corner. With hindsight, the keeper could have done better with this one, ending up in no man's land and watching the ball go over him into the goal. Barcelona, however, reacted well from this setback and produced a great equaliser from a free kick that was taken indirect. Razak's curved run found him in space, and he produced a great cutback, which found Osman, and his miss-hit managed to find the net. There were chances for both sides, but the score remained 1-1 at half-time. An inspired substitution from Barcelona provided a much bigger threat up front, literally. The forward picked up Cheese-headed clearance, and words can't describe what followed. He beat what seemed to be like 9 men, before unleashing an unstoppable effort which found the very top corner of the goal. Waxy had absolutely no chance, and we're still unsure who this great player is. All we know him as is Fat Messi. Underdogs began piling on the pressure. Once they got the equaliser, it looked like there was only ever going to be one winner. With 12 minutes remaining, they brought on Aftab, who made a massive difference. With Barcelona's team tiring, Aftab's pace caused a lot of problems. In a frantic last 10 minutes, Underdogs extended their lead to 6-2. With Barcelona only able to grab a late consolation through Osman. This result sealed the silver tier title and Underdogs' place in the Ultimate Cup. Barcelona are now in real danger of going down, and they'll be looking to get more than 3 minutes out of their unknown striker next week. Game 2 brings you JJGK versus Unity. Unity have been relegated and will have to adjust to life in Division 2 next season. JJGK, on the other hand, have had a bit of a resurgence and look to stake their claim for second place in this tier. This game was similar to the one Unity played last week. They were simply outplayed. They showed some early resistance, managing to keep the score at 0-0.
Together we are strong. Together we'll build mountains reflecting on where we're from. I just wanna show the world, make the most when you're young. There's only one shot to show the world who we become. Together we are one. Together we are strong. Together we'll build mountains reflecting on where we're from.
With their keeper looking like he was in good form. However, he will feel like he should have done better from this free kick which opened the scoring. The lead was doubled after Fergie unselfishly passed the ball for this easy tap-in. JJGK scored 2 further goals and won this game comprehensively. They have a massive game next week against FC Iraq, where a positive result will all but seal their place in the cup. On current form, there's no guarantee that Unity will bounce straight back up. They will probably need to sign a couple of players to boost their chances of this. Now we bring you the final game in Silver Tier, H&S versus FC Iraq. H&S have to be given credit for the character they have shown this season. Back-to-back wins see them jump out of the relegation places, and they will be hoping for another in order to stake a claim for the last cup place. FC Iraq, on the other hand, were coming into this game off the back of a comprehensive victory over Unity, with several of their key players putting in a great performance. This week, however, was a much tougher proposition, and they went behind early on. They did manage to equalise through their big frontman Jaffa. After this, H&S really turned on the form and played some great football. They were clinical in front of goal and managed to score 6 goals in total. Now we'll sit back and let you enjoy them.
May I gather your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm very educated, yes, I'm very gentleman. Won't you take me seriously, trusting I do the best I can. Thank you for listening, aware of my opinions. I don't have an attitude, maybe a clean attitude. I'm not here to point at you, listen to my point of views. I'm just speaking my mind and a solution on what to do. Please don't shoot the messenger, Mr. Prime Minister. Real recognize real, I'm speaking to the youth. I'm speaking to anybody that wants to hear the truth. I'm speaking to anybody that wants to make a move. Anybody wants to see positivity in the news. It's up to you, listen. All it takes is a smile of a child to make you smile. So why are we in it now? Give a brother a hug, give a sister some love. Rest in peace to those above. Where's the love, bruv? It's all one love. This one's for the mothers.
Iraq did manage to grab a consolation towards the end, making the final score 6-2. This leaves FC Iraq's position in the league under major threat, and they'll have to win against JJGK next week. Kicking off the action in Division 2 is Super 8s versus MAB. Super 8s put in a very disappointing performance last week and ended up losing their first game of the season. Luckily for them, MAB performed even worse, losing 6-0 to Ulti Stars. Super 8s knew a win in this one would allow them to have one foot in Division 1 next season.
Treat others how you like to be treated. Treat people the same. Treat everybody even. As long as you are breathing, every day is an achievement. We can make a difference. Depends if you believe in. Listen to this message.
The score finished 2-0 to Super 8s. MAB did have a couple of chances of their own, but this turned out to be another defeat in a very disappointing season for themselves. Super 8s will now look to win next week to guarantee promotion. Let's hear Super 8s for you.
One more win and we're through. Yeah. One more win and we're through for sure. But it's gonna be a tough game to be honest. Always are.
I think everybody did well.
Everyone did well to be honest. Yeah. I don't know if anyone was in particular outstanding, but as a team we had a first really good team game.
The next game sees MIC face up against Gladiators. These two teams will meet again in the last game of the season, but a win today for either side would see them jump to second place. This was an excellent game with Gladiators producing an overall better performance.
Together we are one, together we are strong. Together we'll build mountains reflecting on where we're from. I just wanna show the world, make the most when you're young. There's only one shot to show the world who we become. Together we are one, together we are strong. Together we'll build mountains reflecting on where we're from. I just wanna show the world, make the most when you're young. There's only one shot to show the world who.
There were 6 goals in this one, with Gladiators winning by a 4-2 margin. They deserve to win this one, and they will take a lot of positives going into the last 2 games of the season. This result allowed them to go 3 points ahead of their promotion rivals, MIC, and they will look for a repeat result in the final game of the season. MIC's promotion challenge, on the other hand, took a massive dent today, but promotion is still in their hands if they win the last 2 games. Moving on to the next game, we see Ulti Stars take on Sarki's 8. Ulti Stars managed their first victory of the season last week after a great performance. They looked to build on this week, but came up against an excellent Sarki's 8. Sarki's in truth dominated this game and managed to run out 2-0 winners in the end. This result puts them level on points with third place MIC, and they still hold an outside chance of promotion. However, their goal difference will need massive improvement in the final 2 games. The final game of week 14 was a thriller between Jabe and Noor Stars. They boast the top scorer in the league and the player with the most assists in Yusuf and Nasama respectively. They always look like a goal threat, and this game was no exception. Jabe, on the other hand, have been inconsistent and will be disappointed with their current run in Ultimate League. They produced a great performance however last week and scored some great goals, managing a draw with MIC. They look to build on this week and went into this game full of confidence. This was one of the best games of the season and produced some end-to-end football. We'll let you enjoy the action and witness these great goals. The scoreline finished 4-3 after Noor Stars edged out their rivals. Credit has to be given to both teams as they are both stuck in mid-table with nothing to play for. They showed good passion and commitment and will hope for better next season. Here's the league table after the results of week 14.
Treat everybody even. As long as you are breathing, every day is an achievement. We can make a difference, depends if you believe in. Listen to this message. Michael Jackson did it, Bob Marley did it. I'm making the most of the gift that I'm given. Give a brother a hug, give a sister some love. Rest in peace to those above.
Here are the fixtures for the penultimate week. Here are the ultimate moments of the week. No, not these ones. This one. We don't know who this guy is, but if there's one thing you should learn, it's class is permanent and form is temporary.
I'm tired now.
Shaft, take note.
We are young, there's only one shot to show the world who we become. Together we are one, together we are strong. Together we'll build mountains reflecting on where we're from. I just wanna show